Hello. My name is Christiane Reinsch. I'm CELTIC Program Coordinator within the CELTIC cluster. Today you will also learn how to submit a successful CELTIC proposal for the Spring Call 2023. But as already mentioned, we have 2 calls per year, one in spring and one in autumn. So what shall a successful proposal target? So there are several basics you should focus on whilst you are preparing a proposal. First of all, you have to visit our research agenda to find a hot topic where your proposal fits in to cover future markets. So we are also a bit flexible in, this is the advantage of CELTIC, that you can use it as a tool to directly enter the market and to cover hot topics. We are now facing energy crises and different crises that we need to find solutions for and open up for new markets as metaverses, as explained by Nokia today. So you can be creative. It's a bottom-up call. So you can define and come with your problems that you would like to solve. And here you need to focus on technological innovation. So you need to define what is new, what is bringing Europe forward, or what is bringing businesses to Europe and beyond, as we are also covering different countries outside of Europe. Canada, South Africa is also a new country, and South Korea, for example. So you need to define the market relevance and exploitation potential. So when the public authorities invest in your project, they need to understand the market relevance. So it's up to you to find a solid consortium, where we are here today to define this together with you, with the participants, but you still need to work on it to define, and really within the consortium, market relevance to apply. So they need to understand what technology was already existing and how do you bring it forward. This is a very important point. Then you need to follow a right mix of consortium partners. So it's recommended within Eureka to have only 2 countries, but we recommend to at least include 3 countries to have a successful proposal. So if one country might not be founded, that the proposal is not dead, so please at least include 3 countries. So what is also important is that the consortium as such is internationally balanced. So usually there should not be more than 60% or never more than 75% of effort and budget in one country only. Really take care that this is really balanced, else this is really not a good proposal. Yeah, as already explained, it's very important to have a look at our research agenda, as whilst you are submitting, you have to also tick some key expertises of your proposal so that we can allocate our experts to review your project. Yeah. Here you can see the hot topics that we are facing. In our keynote speech today, Nokia was also telling that hot topics is on network layers, but as well on application sites. So I think metaverse was one of a hot topic, but as well cybersecurity, for example, is very important. Digital education during Corona times has advanced, and you can bring in even more. With the rise of AI, this is probably even getting more important. So, but it's up to you to define where you can place yourself in this scope of CELTIC. The project needs to have technological innovation. You need to convince why this project is needed. So this is called the rationale for the project. I already explained it. When we are facing now energy crises, we need to provide solutions to be stable in Europe. For example, this is one rationale that you could address, but there are several more. And you need to then state what is already existing. You need to have a proper analysis on what other projects are doing, and you need to reference them and how you are going beyond their solutions. As already explained, you also need to show then the strategic relevance for the companies participating. So you can enrich your market niche, your market that you're already covering, but you can already also extend the market further. And this is also depending on which consortium partners are participating in your project, but you can also as well within your project also define some kind of workshops where you invite other industries to understand their requirements to directly produce valuable results on the market. But it's also a good mixture of research and innovation, so it's very important to as well include then in your consortium a good mixture of universities, research institutes, but as well as small and medium enterprises. But within CELTIC, the advantage is that you are playing with the big players that are having a big market. I mean, telecommunications is having a huge market to address, so it's very beneficial to take part in our cluster. You can use it as a tool to get into these markets where the big guys are in as well. Yeah, market relevance and exploitation potential. Just to emphasize, the value chain is very important. If you are going from an end-to-end perspective, if you're coming with different use cases where you would like to enter the market, you really need to consolidate a very solid consortium within this value chain. I mean, if this is not the case, you could probably receive then within CELTIC, when it's going to be evaluated, a label with modification, where you can then later on a little bit improve on a consortium. But in the best case, you are coming already with the right mix of partners, and then you can get a full label, and you can directly negotiate with the public authorities and start your project. You need to describe the added value of the cooperation on technological level, but as well on business level. Yeah, the consortium partners should have also access to the market, but you can also benefit on exploring together future markets within your project. So, yeah. And one main point is really you need to be in contact with the public authorities to understand if the topic you are addressing and you have in mind is also of interest to them. So if this is not the case, the chances are not good to start a project. So this is a very important phase. This is why we also organize today this proposals day, to have the public authorities on place, that they explain you how to apply, what is needed from national side. And please use this chance today to understand well what the public authorities need to fund your project. Yeah, key points are as well that you are really capable to manage such a proposal. I mean, you need convincing experts within your consortium. For example, if you are including different countries, it's always recommended that you define a country head that is then negotiating with the public authorities to receive then later on funding. So please find out early in the phase who would be a good person to negotiate with the public authority and to bring back this information to the overall project coordinator. Yeah. CELTIC can be used as a tool to enrich your future businesses. And yeah, it's also very important that your consortium is strongly committed to your project. This is very important. If it's not committed, you don't get any results. So please take care on the beginning that you really have also future businesses for them or something interesting for them, for research perspective. Yeah, it's very important to have a really good red line that from the proposal phase to the end of the project, you will really get an outcome and value for the partners participating, because then you have an active consortium. Yeah, naturally, you need to write a high-quality proposal. So please take care on this. You have to create a business plan, exploitation plan, and a good coordination and plan, as well as a proper work package structure. And as in any project, something can go wrong, and you need then a risk analysis to be submitted as well. So better to be prepared before to think about the risks than to have it then during the project lifetime, and then you don't know what to do. So on this site, you can find then on our website the guides, contracts, and templates forms. So please visit this page. There's also the proposal template and a proposer's guideline that I would like to highlight here. You can find it, I think, under valid documents just below. So this is a short document which proposers can use, and there's also a hotline in where you can then call Xavier and me if you have problems in submitting the proposal and you don't know what to do or you need further support. So please visit the site, it's very important. You can submit our proposal by 24th of May, and this is our submission interface. Here you can select the open call. It's not the second CELTIC Eureka call, but it's CELTIC 2003.1 that you have to select. You can upload the cluster project proposal template. It's quite straightforward process. You upload the PDF and you fill out the budget and effort figures of the partners. But please register early enough to be then aware of how the tool is working, and then please submit the proposal. So here we are coming to the proposal evaluation phase. Here you can see the 5 evaluation criteria where our reviewers are having the focus on. So they are evaluating on the excellence and the technological innovation, the strategic relevance and impact that the proposal is creating, the potential for exploitation of the results and future businesses, quality and efficiency of the implementation of the project proposal, the quality of the proposed consortium itself. In this proposal evaluation phase, we are allocating 3 reviewers that are reviewing your project, and they can then suggest if the project is suitable for label, which means you have a full proposal, a full label that your proposal can directly go to the national authorities to apply, or you get modifications required as a label. Here you still have to probably improve on the consortium side or to solve some technical aspects that have not been addressed, business aspects. So you will get feedback from us. This is quite similar as if you would have a 2-phase proposal phase. But we are having this in 1 phase. And then, naturally, you can also be rejected. And yeah, the important criteria for labeling decision is the technical quality, the business relevance, but also national priorities where they exist. You can start a project when you have fulfilled all the modifications that had been addressed. If you received a label with modification or a full label, then you can directly go to the national authorities and apply for funding. So this is the second step in our 1-step proposal. First, you submit a full proposal, and then you have the national application. The project, so this is quite a straightforward process. And then the project lead can usually start when mandatory partners have green light for funding. So in the last years, we have had 50% of success rate. And yeah, when the partners are active, when the project is active, you also have to pay a contribution fee. This is 1.5% of the budget. So this is the project life cycle. You can also find it on our website. It's starting from opening the call until the submission, which is in the yellow line, from the green line, from label decision to project kickoff, and then on the right, and the red one, it's from running project to project end. So we are also assessing the projects and the mid and the end of the project. There we can also see, we evaluate there also the business impact. So this is where you get then feedback on from the experts, from our industry, how to improve. And we are asking them questions. what is your goal, if it's sufficient enough or it's not sufficient enough. So this is inside of our cluster evaluation. So there are several parts where you can get feedback on this side. But it's not that we are taking only one company at hand, and this is not the case. This is on project level side. This is our CELTIC labeling decision. So overall, from project submission to project label decision, there are only 6 weeks in total until you get this decision. You have evaluation by industry experts coming from our cluster, but as well from the public authorities. So this is a very important process that you get with this label. First, there are then 3 steps, A, B, C. You have to propose a submission, which is one stage. Then it will be evaluated by the industry experts and the public authorities. And then later on, you receive then the label. Yeah, you can also have then here my contact details if you have further questions. Are there questions just now?
Hello, thank you. I would like to ask if there is guidelines regarding the number of pages of the proposal, because I think that I read somewhere that it was a maximum of 50 pages. And also my second question is if we should have already at least a draft of the business plan and dissemination and risk management plan accounting for the possible things that may be not so well.
Yeah, I think our limit is 50 to 60 pages. Is this correct, Xavier? Yeah. So we would like to have it short and not extending 100 pages where you explain everything. But if you then already consider a business plan, you can find all of this in our official Eureka CPP template where all of this is drafted.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for a very good presentation. And could you please clarify a bit or elaborate a bit about this figure, 50% of successful rate, what you mentioned? Is it like those proposals that got a CELTIC label finally got also approval from national contact points? Is it my understanding correct, or it's for whole proposal?
I think it's from submission phase. From submission phase,
from
yeah.
total amount of submission, 50%
Exactly.
were successful. Okay, okay, thanks.
We have a question from Klaus Geodata who say what's happened to a positively labeled proposal is not all partners get national funding then, and how many partners country can drop out again without endangering the label, or this rule to consider?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Thank you. So we are having a so-called setup phase of the projects where you're then negotiating with the public authorities. And in any case, the application is poorly written by your consortium, and they don't have a chance probably to reapply. You can still substitute this consortium via another consortium and submit a so-called project change request. And you have then really to work on high quality national application. So if this is not the case, the project can fail. Yeah. Is there another question?
Do you want to spend some words about the brokerage tool? I know that unfortunately the slides are not there.
Yeah, these are not my original slides. Yeah, we also have a brokerage tool online, which is quite straightforward. You just visit our website, CELTIC-NEXT/brokerage tool. And there you have then a quite simple interface. You have possibility to submit your expertise. You have the possibility to submit a new project idea that you can describe. And certainly then you can also search for experts or search for new project ideas. and you can then contact them. It's a quite straightforward tool, pretty easy to use, so I think all of you are capable to use it and you don't need a lengthy explanation on this tool. Yeah, that's probably, if you have then more questions and problems, you can also call us. But one point that needs to be mentioned is that the CELTIC office is sitting behind. When you submit something, we are checking the quality, so please be patient. They are sitting a person behind to evaluate this.
Thank you, Christiane. There is an additional question which is related to the previous one online,
Yes.
and it is how many can people downsize a project and to what extent? And maybe the answer is, if I may, or you want?
Oh, you can.
Okay. The strict limit of countries from Eureka in a project is 2. But we always ask projects to have at least 3, exactly for that case, that in case one country is failing, we have still the 2 mandatory countries. So that's the number of countries. Then downsizing a project, it can be, but as any change in the project, you have to write a project change request, send us this project change request for approval, and then we check that with the public authorities and the experts. And if it makes sense, then we can accept this change. But if it endangers the project too much, then we have to refuse it, or we have to stop the project.
Exactly. If it's then finally a completely different project, this is not possible. We cannot accept this.
So thank you, Christiane.